What's up, guys? It's the first ever video of the Minnesota Browns fans YouTube channel. That's me. My name's Marcus. And what I want to do today is I want to do 3 mock drafts using different websites, and I want to try to draft an elite Browns squad of rookies who will make an immediate impact on the football field in this 2025-2026 upcoming season here. Now, we are 1 month away from the NFL mock draft, or from the real NFL draft, and I just want to take a look at, 3 different mock draft websites. I want to look at PFF, I want to look at ESPN, and I want to look at this other NFL mock draft simulator. Now, for me, when it comes to mock drafts, specifically the Cleveland Browns, I am heavily focusing on offense. We were ranked 32nd overall in the NFL for offense. We scored more than 20 points in a handful of games. We were clearly the worst offensive team in football last year. It starts at the quarterback position. Now, looking at our roster, we don't have a starting quarterback. We have Kenny Pickett. I don't think he's the long-term answer. We have Jerome Ford at running back. Probably, again, not the long-term answer. Wide receiver, we have Jerry Jeudy, who Pro Bowl last season. Awesome. Outside of that, you have Cedric Tillman, who, banged up last year with a concussion for, I think, a stretch of 3 to 4 games. He was awesome. He overachieved. I hope he can bounce back to that same level of play, but you can't guarantee it, and you need a guy proven, especially if you have a rookie quarterback or a guy like Kenny Pickett who is trying to have his career bounce back. You need a guy he could throw the football to, and Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman are probably bottom of the league when it comes to that. Tight end, David Njoku is phenomenal, but we don't have a tight end 2 or a tight end 3. Our offensive line, you don't have a left tackle at all. You could argue DeJuan Jones is our left tackle. For those Browns fans who actually watch Browns football games, we saw the same thing, right? DeJuan Jones cannot play left tackle. Maybe right tackle. He was awesome at right tackle in his rookie season. Left tackle, atrocious. We need to answer that. Okay? That is something that we need. Otherwise, our quarterback, whether it's Kenny Pickett or a rookie, maybe Kirk Cousins, they're going to get killed. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to focus on 3 mock drafts here. Again, my big focus is on offense, but when you have a guy like Abdul Carter, or maybe a Travis Hunter who could play corner, and they're just available at 2, you do have to consider it. Specifically, Abdul Carter, because we have Myles Garrett on one end, and a lot of people like to hype up Isaiah McGuire and Alex Wright, but are they proven commodities? Abdul Carter is the best defensive prospect in this draft, and pairing him up with Myles Garrett, that's deadly. But is he in need at this point in the Browns' juncture? Remember, Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, the GM, they're trying to save their jobs. So, without further ado, the first mock draft I'm going to be doing is Pro Football Focus. Now, I do not have the full account, so we're only going to do 3 rounds for this mock draft. I'm going to be the Browns. There's not going to be any trading or anything like that because that is unpredictable. The assumption is Cam Ward should go number 1 overall. And there he is. Cam Ward goes number 1 overall. So in my opinion, there is 3 people to choose from at number 2 overall. Travis Hunter, who, in my opinion, I'm not going to play him at corner. I mean, he can play corner, but he is going to be the wide receiver of the Cleveland Browns. Him next to Jerry Jeudy, I think is phenomenal. I also think you have to consider Abdul Carter the best defensive player in the draft. And lastly, you got to think Shedeur Sanders. Think about this. Shedeur Sanders on the Cleveland Browns, you get him a good offensive line, unlike what he had in Colorado in college, right? And I think he could be one of the most accurate quarterbacks in football. For this specific mock draft right here, PFF does not view Shedeur Sanders very highly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the best player available. I'm going to pair Jerry Jeudy with Travis Hunter at wide receiver, and already I think that makes the Browns an elite wide receiver duo. So we have Travis Hunter going number 2 overall. We have major guys going off the clock. And now we're on the clock at 33 overall. This is a first pick in the second round, basically a first round pick almost. Looking at it, if I would have known Luther Burden III was available at 33, I wouldn't have drafted Travis Hunter. I probably would have drafted Shedeur Sanders. That way you have a Shedeur, Luther Burden, and Jerry Jeudy combo. I think that's phenomenal. Taking a look at what we have remaining. I could go running back, one of the Ohio State guys. A lot of Browns fans would absolutely love that. But I'm actually going to go Josh Conerly, and a lot of people probably are not going to be happy with that. But imagine you get an elite wide receiver prospect, you get your left tackle of the future, and now your offensive line is complete. We have a full offensive line. Josh Conerly, you got Jack Conklin, you got Joel Bitonio, you got Wyatt Teller, and Ethan Posick. Now our O-line is solidified. Now we just got to focus on these third round picks right here. So as you can see, you got a guy like Jaden Higgins going off. You got Caleb Johnson, Xavier Restrepo. They're going off. And now we're available at 67 overall. So we got our left tackle. We got our wide receiver. Taking a look at what is available. We could go Dylan Sampson. We could go Mason Taylor. Shamir Turner, I think, is a great prospect for the interior defensive line. Taking a look down, I want to see the running back prospects. And right now you got DJ Giddens. I think we can get him later. Devin Neal, I think, is awesome. But Dylan Sampson at 63 overall, I'm 100% fine with that. I think he is the fifth best running back in this class, so we're going to go Dylan Sampson. We got one more third round pick here. And so right now we have the left tackle, we have a wide receiver, we got a running back. Immediately, our offense is much improved. Quarterback, yeah, we got Kenny Pickett. We might get Kirk Cousins. As of right now, we don't have a quarterback of the future. And you're probably thinking, you know what, Minnesota Browns fan, Marcus, now's your chance. Get a quarterback. What quarterbacks are available at this spot? You could go Will Howard of Ohio State. And again, a lot of you Clevelanders, Ohio State fans would absolutely love that, I assume. Kyle McCord, Tyler Show, who the Browns had for a visit recently, I think are all, good. But at this point, no, I don't think you go quarterback. I think you go best player available in this. You get Kevin Winston Jr. We do not have a safety to pair with Grant Delpit unless you want to include like Ronnie Hickman. But right now, I think Kevin Winston Jr., who could line up next to Grant Delpit, I think that's a great tandem right there. And out of all the defensive holes that we have, I think our holes kind of align with depth problems, not necessarily starting problems. I don't think we have a starting safety next to Grant Delpit on our roster. So picking Kevin Winston Jr. right here, I think is a great hit, especially when he's ranked 84 overall, and we got him with the 93rd overall pick. So we're going to get graded right here. We're going to see how well we do. We are going to exit out of this. We don't need to see that. We're going to look at our grade. And right here, we have our draft grade. We are top 33% of Browns. We have an overall grade of A-. And if you take a look at this, Travis Hunter, A, Josh Conerly, A-, Dylan Sampson, A-, and Kevin Winston Jr., B+. If you're a Browns fan and, we don't trade back or we don't accumulate any more picks, and these are the four guys we're bringing home to Cleveland, you got to be pretty happy. You got a wide receiver 1, you got a franchise left tackle, you got a workhorse running back, and you got maybe a starting quality safety in the third round. I think you should be pretty happy right here. But this isn't the only mock draft we're doing. We're going to take a look at the ESPN NFL Draft Simulator. This one is my favorite. We're only going to do 4 rounds because after round 4, it's kind of a crapshoot and who's going to be there, who's not. Do I really know how well a 5th round pick is going to do? No, I'll be honest. So we're going to go fast. We're going to pick the Cleveland Browns, and we're going to load this draft up. Again, in this draft, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to have 5 players in the top 4 rounds here. Okay? Again, I assume Cam Ward goes number 1 overall. And let me look. Yep, Cam Ward goes number 1 overall. So we're going to continue draft. We're going to make our pick. And unlike in the PFF draft, we are going to go Shedeur Sanders. A lot of people want our quarterback of the future. We are going to get him at number 2 overall. So we're going to pass on Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter. We're drafting Shedeur Sanders right here. And now we have our QB1. But we still have a lot of holes on offense. Again, we have David Njoku, Jerry Jeudy. That's about it. Outside of that, no, we don't really have any weapons. Cedric Tillman, you can kind of count him. So let's see who's available at 33rd overall. So Jackson Dart did not get drafted. That would have been an interesting player at 33, but we already have Shedeur Sanders. Taking a look at this, James Pierce fell out of the first round. I think that could be a phenomenal pick right there. He has the highest rank. Pairing him next to Miles and along with our franchise quarterback, you got to be very happy. Travion Hendrickson, you got Jaden Higgins, you got Emeka Egbuka. Sorry about that. You got talent right here, and I told you, I'm all in on offense. We have the worst offense in football. Give me offensive players. This is actually hard because I love Emeka and I love Travion Henderson. And I know a lot of you guys, Ohio State fans, you love them both. How do you decide between these two players? I want Shedeur Sanders to have someone he could throw to. Outside of Jerry Jeudy, outside of David Njoku, I believe we will sign Nick Chubb after the draft. You know, that's based on no evidence at all, but I believe we will bring Nick Chubb back. So because of that, I'm going to go Emeka, wide receiver, Ohio State. And now all of a sudden, you have Shedeur Sanders thrown to Jerry Jeudy, Emeka. You have David Njoku. He now has weapons. You could even throw Cedric Tillman in there. We need a run game. We need a left tackle. We have to protect Shedeur Sanders. He did not have that protection in Colorado. We have to be able to give that to him in Cleveland. So, third round right here. Let's take a look at who's available. Jaden Higgins is still available. I believe he could be a steal. Let me take a look at running backs. Cam Scatabo, Dylan Sampson. We already drafted Dylan Sampson. We could draft him again right here. This time he's ranked 71 overall. I want to look at offensive tackles. And when I look at these offensive tackles, I'm a big fan of Emory Jones Jr. He is ranked 133rd. I think we could draft him in the 90s and still get him. I do think he'll be a steal. I know he's ranked 133rd overall. I believe he's firmly better than all these offensive tackles like Anthony Belton, Logan Brown. I do believe he is better. So I'm actually controversial. Some people are going to love this pick, others might not. Cam Scatabo, I know he's a big name player. Doesn't mean he'll translate into the NFL. But I just would love an offense of Emeka, of Shedeur, of Cam Scatabo. Do you really think we're going to be the 32nd ranked offense with those players coming in? I don't think so. So we're going to bring in Cam Scatabo. So now, offense is looking kind of excited. The major hole we have is left tackle. And what I'm going to do here is I might draft the left tackle of the future if he's still available, and I believe he will be. So let's take a look. Jalen Milroe. By the way, I'm a Jalen Milroe hater. You will never see me draft Jalen Milroe. I got nothing against the guy, and in fact, if we actually do draft him in real life, I will support him as long as it's not with pick 33 or second overall. If that happens, oh, it's going to be hard being a Browns fan. I think he's kind of DeShone Kizer-esque. I think he's a better prospect than Kizer. Don't get me wrong, he is. But he's got Kizer qualities in him. Now with pick 94, I'm going to draft Emory Jones Jr. Some people might think it's a reach here. I definitely do not think it's a reach. I'm going to draft him. And now our mock draft is going to be complete. We got franchise quarterback, amazing wide receiver. Oh, look at that. I forgot. We have 2 third-round picks. I thought I just used my 4th-round pick. But no. This is awesome. We could still get Jalen Milroe. I'm not going to double up on quarterbacks. I know there are some Browns fans who probably want a Washington Commanders situation where you draft RG3 and then later draft Kirk Cousins. I'm not going to do that. Instead, Gunnar Helm. Now we have a tight end too, and a lot of people are looking at this. You used your first 5 picks on offense. You damn right I did. Our offense is absolutely atrocious. We need all the help we can get. When's the last time we had a dynamic offensive rookie playmaker? Probably not since Baker, Nick Chubb. It's been a while. Forgive me if I'm forgetting anyone. But let's take a look at our draft right here. We have Shedeur Sanders, 89% chance available at, second overall pick. I love that. He is going to be available. And, I'd rather have Cam Ward. I'll be 100% honest. But no, I'm 100% fine with drafting Shedeur at number 2. Emeka, there's a 31% chance that he's going to be available. If he's not available, best available running back, Omari and Hampton would be phenomenal, except I don't think he's going to be available. Either of the Ohio State running backs I think could be awesome here. Maybe a left tackle who fell. Cam Skattebo, 94% chance he's going to be available. I'm fine with drafting him as long as we didn't draft a RB before him. Emory Jones Jr., it says there's, some might say I reached on him. There's only a 49% chance he's going to be available at the 94th pick, and I think getting him secures, we could start Dawand Jones at left tackle to see what happens, but Emory Jones Jr., I think it's a good backup plan here. And then we drafted Gunnar Helm. 50% chance he's going to be available in the 4th round. Pairing him next to David Njoku, I think secures like a Harrison Bryant type situation where you're, the solid tight end too. And immediately, I think our offense is 10 times better than what it was last year. Again, very young players. Don't get me wrong. Shedeur Sanders, Cam Skattebo, probably not that young. But in terms of rookies making their first starts, Shedeur Sanders will start. You have Emeka will start. Cam Skattebo will start. Hell, you might have the left tackle, Emory, getting a few starts. Now, the last mock I want to do, this mock I think is the most unrealistic. Hell, I used this mock and I got like Jack Sawyer in the 5th or 6th round. So again, take this one with a grain of salt. I'm going to take all these, links. I'm going to put them all in the description so you guys can all do mock drafts if you want. This is going to be the last one of the day. We're going to go Cleveland. We are going to go, again, we're just going to go 4 rounds. I'm just going to draft 5 guys. We're going to go normal speed. And we're going to enter the draft room right here. Apologize for the ads. It's free for a reason. So, hey, we're in the draft room right here. We got 2, 33, 67, 94, and 104. The assumption will always be Cam Ward goes number 1. Now, sometimes in this mock, the Titans select Shedeur Sanders. I believe that's highly unrealistic. If Cam Ward's available at 2, I'm not picking him just because I'm so set on Titans drafting him that I don't think it's a possibility he falls to number 2 at this point. I think if Browns want him, they're going to have to trade up. So, let's start this mock draft. And again, right here, Titans, they select Shedeur Sanders. I don't believe that's realistic. I firmly believe they go Cam Ward. So I'm going to play it like Cam Ward is not available. I'm not going to do any trades or anything just because you have no idea how to predict it. And the Chiefs offer me 2 third-round picks for the 2nd overall. I'm not going to do it. Sorry, Kansas City. Obviously, I would go Cam Ward here. In my past 2 drafts, I went Shedeur and I went Travis Hunter. For this one, I'm going to go Abdul Carter. Now, I would rather have quarterback or any players on offense over defense. But Abdul Carter is the best defensive player in this draft, and I think pairing him next to Miles would be phenomenal. I don't know if it's going to lead to wins, but we're going to try it out right here. So we got Will Johnson. Travis Hunter falls to 10 overall, which again, I definitely do not believe. Let's see. Emeka, he goes 18 overall. Now it's picking up a little steam right here. And now, again, we're ignoring all the trade offers. Kansas City, I'm sorry, I'm not trading with you guys. Now we have guys available. So we have Abdul Carter. I think if you go Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart is available at 33 overall, you take him. Again, you have Nick Imanwari, you have Omari and Hampton available. Luther Burden, I think all these are phenomenal picks at 33 overall. Again, Nick Imanwari and Abdul Carter just completely shirks up the defense. But again, we are 32nd overall in defense. I'm not worrying about that. I need a quarterback who can put points on the board, lead a team. Deshaun Watson, Kenny Pickett, maybe Kirk Cousins, they're not it. Jackson Dart at 33 overall. I think we just got a steal. Okay, I do think he will go in the first round. So if we want him and we skip on him at second overall and we go like Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter, we will have to trade back into the first round to get him. But for this mock draft right here, he was available at 33. So we got Jackson Dart, we got Abdul Carter. We're rejecting all these trades. Now we got 2 third-round picks. And here's who we got. Jack Beck and Jaden Higgins, I think, are phenomenal. You got Mason Taylor, but I don't think tight end is a necessity. It's more of a luxury. Taking a look at this, you got Cameron Williams, you got Caleb Johnson, and you got Jaden Higgins. I think are the three main people you got to look at here at 67 overall. Jackson Dart, he needs protection. You could go with the Texas offensive tackle right here in Cameron Williams. Caleb Johnson, I would love for just as a workhorse running back. Jackson Dart, he needs weapons. You have David Njoku and Jerry Jeudy, maybe Cedric Tillman. I'm going to help him out. I'm going to go wide receiver Jaden Higgins right here. Now, you can't complain that he doesn't have targets unless someone unfortunately gets injured. We have the 94 overall pick, and we have the 104 pick available. Again, I want to stay offense. Now, taking a look at this, if I would have known that Isaiah Bond was going to be available right here, I wouldn't have drafted Jaden Higgins. I would have drafted Caleb Johnson from Iowa, the running back. But, again, you have no idea how these drafts are going to go. So, taking a look right here, I want to see the best available running back and offensive tackle. Dylan Sampson's available. He's a 95 prospect. We're at pick 94. Again, is my boy Emory Jones available? He is not. I think this mock draft actually has it correct. I think he should be picked in the second, third round. I really do. So what we're going to do is we're going to provide some stress off Jackson Dart, and we're going to give him a workhorse running back. We're going to go Dylan Sampson. This is the second time in a mock I've drafted him, and I am just fine with that. Now we got one pick left, fourth round pick. We're going to see who's available. I might go defense here. Let's take a look to see who's available. Quinn Ewers, I used to really like Quinn Ewers. I'm not really a fan of his anymore. You got Gunnar Helm, which we drafted, Lathan Ransom. And taking a look at this, we do need a tackle badly, but I'm not going to reach on one. I don't think these remaining tackles are the long-term answer. I would love to try some of them out. Cornelius, Logan Brown, Ossie Trapilo. I would love to try him out, but I always see Lathan Ransom dropping in mock drafts. He's 100th overall prospect. We're at 104. Pairing him next to Grant Delpit might be the solution. Now we've attacked both sides of the ball in this mock draft. Abdul Carter at D end. We got a safety, maybe starting quality next to Grant Delpit. At the same time, you get Jackson Dart, Jaden Higgins, and Dylan Sampson. That's a good mock draft right there. And now, just like that, our mock draft is complete. And we're going to stick around, see if we get a grade right here. But right now, if you take a look at each of my mock drafts, all of them are offensive heavy focused. This one, if you are a defensive person, defense wins championships, you get the best defensive prospect available in Abdul Carter, and you get a starting quality safety. I think you got to be happy here. See, A plus, A plus, A plus, A, B plus. Again, is this guaranteed to happen? Absolutely not right here. Okay, taking a look at all our little mock drafts right here. Again, we only get 3 rounds in this one, but starting quality safety. You get wide receiver one, offensive tackle of the future. You get Dylan Sampson. Again, right here, we double dip on Dylan Sampson. And this second mock draft, which this one is my favorite. If I had to wish any of these were to come true, it'd be this one right here. Quarterback, wide receiver, running back, offensive tackle, tight end. You answer, I think, our five biggest needs right here. This is also my favorite mock draft website because I do think it is the most realistic. This mock draft simulator, I don't think it's very realistic. PFF, they haven't updated this since March 21st, so I think it's a little outdated. But ESPN mock draft simulator, I think it's the best one to go to. So I want to hear from you guys. Who do you think Browns to draft in the first 4 rounds? We have 5 picks within the first 4 rounds. Do you agree with me? Should we go offense, 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 offense? Or are you an Abdul Carter guy, a Travis Hunter at cornerback type of guy? Let me know what you are in the comments. Hey, go Browns.